So, uh, this is gonna be the start of something new. Something I hope's gonna be interesting. At least a little bit refreshing. It'll be a refreshing break from my daily routines. This is if you didn't know, this is gonna be a thing that I'm gonna put this out on YouTube. I'm gonna put this out on YouTube, and it'll happen whenever it happens. Maybe weekly, maybe monthly, maybe yearly. Who knows? Who knows when I'm gonna put this out? I'm not gonna stress myself over this. But I just excuse me. I'm picking out pieces of stuff on my pop filter. But this is gonna be my opportunity to talk about whatever, really. I just want to create a space where I can say things and express my genuine thoughts on life, existence, um, trying to work as a media creator. Uh, now, this is gonna be audio. This is pre-recorded audio that I'm gonna put over some footage of I don't know, like some Minecraft or Stardew or TF2. I don't know. I'll put it over something. And I'll put it over something that I'm not actively looking at. So this is just my opportunity to sit back in my chair and talk about whatever the heck I want. It's probably going to be where I'm a bit more serious. I'm not going to be putting on a personality for this. This is just going to be me talking. It might be the equivalent of my weekly therapy session. Who knows? Disclaimer, I don't actually go to therapy yet, even though I need to. Or I should. You can use this if you just like the sound of my voice to fall asleep to, or whatever. Since this is the first one of this, I will take the opportunity to plug all of my creative outlets. What I'm doing is there's gonna be this thing that's my solo podcast type thing, solo voiceover or whatever. And then I stream. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I try for 3 to 5 p.m. CST. Sometimes it's earlier, sometimes it's later. I've also been working on a podcast with my best friend, and the thing is getting us both in the same spot to record a podcast. So that's a little bit of a fun time. They're a great person, love them to death. They're fantastic. But yeah, so podcast that hasn't been released yet since I'm working on getting a backlog. And if I'm gonna be honest, I also haven't edited it at all yet, so that's an issue. Uh, so, okay. I think that covers all the plugs. This is gonna be up on my YouTube channel, so subscribe, whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about whatever I feel like talking about. And what I feel like talking about today is what it's like trying to break into the online media creation sphere, so to say. And excuse me while I get closer to my mic. Even closer. Hello. Hello. That doesn't sound good. Oh boy, deal with that audio for a little bit. Okay, so for the past couple of months, I've been trying to break into online media creation, and I've been trying to do it in my own way. And in my own way sort of means well, okay, actually, if I go really way back, I've been trying to break into content creation since I was like 8. For context, I'm 19. I'm currently 19 years old, and I have far too much weird random things in my head. I have way too many thoughts in my head. I've been trying to break into content creation since I was like 7 or 8. Yeah, like 8 or 9, 8 or 9. I turned 10 in 5th grade. Yeah, that's the math. To be more precise, I've been thinking about content creation since 4th grade. For most of my life, I read a ton of books. Throughout elementary, throughout middle school, through the beginning of high school, not all I did, but like a lot of what I did was read. Elementary, I was the kid who took books to school, and I would read it while the teacher was talking. And then, like, if they asked me a question, I would look up to them and be like, "Oh, what? Yeah, I heard what you said. I was also just reading. I was reading, but I also was paying attention totally to what you said." I actually was paying attention. I somehow had the ability to multitask reading and listening to other people, at least vaguely. I somehow had that ability. I do not know. I think I lost that ability somewhere along the way. I do not know where that ability went. It went somewhere into the ether. So yeah, I and because I read a lot of books in my early days, you know when like little kids, like, you're like, "Oh, what job do you want? What job do you want when you grow up?" And you know, they say things that are like prominent jobs that like people know, like, oh, astronaut, doctor, lawyer. Those are the rich ones that like Asian parents want for their kids. Uh, so I also, by the way, this is going to be an unedited podcast of just me talking for an hour. So prepare for that. I'm going to prepare for that myself as well. So first off, when I got asked what job I wanted, I would say veterinarian, because I really loved animals. I really, really love animals. I'd always create things in my head where it's like, oh, I own a bunch of dogs, and they all follow me around, and it's great. I remember middle school, in my head, I had this fictional dog, this beagle named Rose, that like went to school with me and like comforted me, but was purely imaginary. And like I just remember like walking around at like humane societies and seeing dogs and cats and being like, that one, I want that one. And like, if because I didn't normally get the animals at the Humane Society, sadly. So I'd just be like, okay, let's add that species of dog or cat into my brain, and then let's add it to like my fictional crew of animals that follow me around. I also watched a lot of Animal Planet when I was younger. That was one of the TV channels I was allowed to watch, was Animal Planet, Nickelodeon, Disney. Those were my 3 mainstays when I was young. So I watched a ton of like Dogs 101, Cats 101, learned about a ton of dog species, like the like ones that aren't even that popular, like the Xoloitzcuintli, the Rhodesian Ridgeback. I knew the difference between a husky and an Alaskan Malamute. And I'm trying to think of a certain species, but I can't remember right now. I think it started with the B. And it kind of looked like it's like a medium-sized, like a big. I think a Bordeaux. Bordeaux is a word that comes to mind, but that might not be it. I think the dog was like typically like a reddish in color, and kind of reminded you of like I kind of want to say like a Shar-Pei. well, Sharpay might be the character from High School Musical. I feel like a Sharpay is also a dog breed. I'm not actually sure. Don't quote me on that. uh, yeah, so I loved animals, so I said I was going to be a veterinarian. And yeah, like my aunt owned a couple of dogs that I loved playing with, Skipper and Muffy. They were fantastic. Big dog, little dog. Loved them. One of my other aunts owned a hamster. I liked that one. One of the first pets I owned was a hamster, and hamsters don't live very long, sadly. I've gone through about 2 hamster deaths in my life, neither of which were particularly fun. Well, of hamsters I owned. My aunt and my cousins owned a couple of hamsters that also died over the years. Don't get too attached to an animal that's only gonna live like a couple of years. Especially if you're like 9. That doesn't do good. That doesn't do you well. So, okay, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so I figured out that veterinarians are also responsible for like sometimes animals bleed. And sometimes veterinarians can either accidentally or on purpose, through like euthanasia and stuff, make animals die. And my little like 6-year-old brain thought of the concept of animals dying, and I didn't want to be the one that caused that. I was like, I don't want to kill animals. I want to help them. I want to help animals be better. I don't want to kill them. So my mind went away from the paths where I could possibly commit animal murder. So then the next job that my mind settled on, what I wanted to be, was an author. Because I read a lot of books. I was very into escapism, even though I didn't know what escapism was at the time. I was very much into it. So I said... I would say I wanted to be an author. I wanted to create stories. I know because I watched a lot of TV back in the day, like 10 years ago. A decade, wow. I'm old. I'm not old, but I feel old sometimes. I do a lot of the, like, hold breath and then let it go side type of thing. So, about a year ago... Not a year ago. What? 10 years ago. What? Blah, blah, blah. Mind is... bleh. Mush. I laugh at myself a lot, because if I'm not the one who laughs at myself, who else is gonna do it? Okay, back on my train of thought. I wanted to be an author. I also, because I watched a lot of TV, I also kind of wanted to be an actor. Because I was like, oh, they get to portray characters as themselves, and they get to be on TV, and they get to memorize things. I was a big nerd. I liked memorizing things. So I was very hyped at the idea of, oh, you get to be on TV, and you get to play characters. But I wanted to create stories. Until this day, what I say my life has been about is stories. I very much enjoy stories and all that they have to offer. I love escapism. I love creating worlds that are completely different from our own and yet mirror our own at the same time. I like worlds that have magic. I like worlds that don't have magic. I like ones that just take the world that we have and make it different. I like stories. I like one of my best subjects has always been history and English and that type of thing, because in English class, depending on what kind of English class and how old you were when you took it, you created stories and you read stories and you analyzed them and you looked at them to see what was there, how did the author achieve what they did, how could you make that same effect happen. I also liked history because history is essentially learning stories of our past. Just looking at the past and seeing, oh hey, that happened. That's cool. Let's put that in my brain now. I always liked the story aspect of history. So yeah, I was always good at the language arts. The humanities, so they are called. So I very much liked those, and I wanted to be an author because I read a lot of books. I read I remember in elementary school I read Puppy Place, Gregory Overlander. I I just read a lot of I started reading Guardians of the Ghoul. That was a good series when I was younger. I liked that one. There are I remember reading a series about a detective gecko or something named Chet. Uh, I own so many books. I read a lot about nonfiction dogs. I read a lot about drawing dogs. Wolves are my favorite animal, and dogs are the second best thing. I say dogs are like my second favorite animal, and yet I own cats because cats are what was allowed in my house at the time. So yeah. So I always wanted to create stories. I remember I'd take multiple notebooks throughout time and start trying to write. I tried participating in NaNoWriMo for the young writers, like Youth NaNoWriMo, whatever. I remember I tried participating in that. I tried just writing stories and books on my own. I wrote, quote unquote, fan fiction. Not the kind that's popularized now, but just a innocent kind. I remember I tried doing fan fiction of Spyro, of what if Spyro, being a young dragon, went to dragon school and had all his friends at dragon school, and what would that be like? I think he was also influenced by a unicorn school series that I read. Uh, I also read Wings of Fire in sixth grade and older. That was a good one. Alcatraz series, got into that one in upper elementary, middle school. Anything by Brandon Sanderson, lovely. Got into a lot of Tamora Pierce in middle school. That was a suggestion from one of my cousins. Very much a fan of Tamora Pierce. I read the entire Avalon series in fourth through sixth grade because that was a big thing with my friend group at the time. Was the Avalon series. It was very good. Loved the Avalon series. Wish I could get my hands on those books again because they apparently were not that popular. Circles in the Stream is the title of the first book. I remember this. I cannot get a hold of that one in a public library, sadly. But okay, so back on track to me wanting to become the track on becoming a internet content creator that at my size is very small. The only people that I know follow me are a couple of people that I know from real life, some that are my internet friends, some that are simply just people that I've met through the course of trying to be an online internet creator, content creator. So I discovered this fun thing called YouTube in fourth grade when one of my cousins introduced me to it. This cousin was 10 years older than me. They were in high school at the time, so I hung out a lot with them because I come from a one-parent household, and when that one parent has a 9-to-5 job and you have a school break, they can't always take you to their 9-to-5 job, so they gotta figure out where else to put you, and where I was put most of the time was with one of my cousins, who was old enough at the time to stay at home alone. So I would go over to my cousin's house, or they would come over to my house, and we'd just hang out, and it was always a good time. So I don't know where I was going with that one. So okay. So yeah, I found out about YouTube in 4th grade. I was about 8, and the moment I found out about it, the first content creators I found out about were Rhett and Link, and then I just went down the rabbit hole from there. I found out about people, like, as the years went on, I found out about people like the Vlogbrothers, Wheezy Waiter, uh, Stampy Longhead. That was a fun introduction to Minecraft for me. I remember I watched a decent amount of Rosanna Pansino. I found out about Sorted Food. I found out about a lot of people, and I did a lot of things. I watched a ton of YouTube back in middle school and even through high school. I also found out about people like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, those fun people. I did a stint of watching Matthias content before the Team Edge days. In middle school, I also found out about Critical Role. I've been watching since day one, guys. Critter right here. Watching since day one. Still continue watching that content. It's fun. I watch a lot of content that I watched back then, and I watch it now. So what drove me to become a content creator? My ambitions to become an author continued up until high school. When in high school, I started thinking about what am I gonna do that's actually gonna get me money? Because that's what the world forces you to think about as you get older. Is what am I gonna do to get money? Because money is very important in the climate that we live in. Yeah, you can't do a lot of things without. There's a lot of things you can do without money, but there's a lot of things you can't do without money as well. So, as I went through high school, I like freshman year, I was thinking I'm gonna become an author. This is the time. This is where I start working real hard at trying to finish a book. I've tried like writing so many things, but I could never finish any of them. The only writing project I ever finished was because it was for a school assignment. My 8th grade gifted class. I wrote The Death of Feth, which was a fun combination of Shakespearean times as well as my knowledge of watching Supernatural. I was very into Super Wholock at the time. I was a Super Wholock fan. Supernatural, Doctor Who, Sherlock. Also watched the entirety of Merlin. Great times, good times. Still need to watch Sherlock season 4. Haven't finished Supernatural. Haven't caught up with Doctor Who. It's great. It's fun. So, I started doing this fun thing called theater. I started getting a couple of friends that were involved in stage theater and acting, and I saw, oh, they're having fun, so I'll go have fun with them. And so I started into theater. I continued doing what I have done since 4th grade, which was play cello. I'd played cello starting since 4th grade, and I continued that through elementary, through middle school. For 4th through 6th grade, I also did a elementary school broadcasting thing that allowed me to do the school morning news and learn my way around cameras and slight acting and reading off a script. So that allowed me to learn those skills. So high school, after I got introduced into theater, I started thinking, oh, people make livings off of theater. What if I became an actor, or what if I became a theater technician? What if I stopped trying to write books and started trying to act and do things for other people? Like, stop trying to create my own stories and make other people's stories come to life. I'm still very into that idea, but so that's what I started thinking about in high school, was what if I got into theater. So I started doing a bunch of theater. I did all 4 years of high school, became a thespian, like a part of like those groups. I became a theater kid. I also took like a couple of I took a couple of choir classes. I took another band class. The last band class I took was in fifth and sixth grade on the clarinet. I'm not good at wind instruments. I suck. Bad lung capacity. So then I started trying to get into theater. I took a couple of film classes as well. Those were fun. I did a couple of stage building classes with set building. I did a lot of things in high school. I was all over the place. I got into a lot of things. I made some friends. I made some acquaintances. I did a lot of things because I was still on the hunt for trying to figure out how I'm going to make money in this world. I still have yet to make money in this world, actually, but I keep trying. My mindset is if I keep banging my head against the wall, it'll work. Someday. So, let's skip ahead to quarantine. March 13th. March 13th, 2020, is when my quarantine officially started. I had to stop all the things I was doing and stay home. I had to stay home for extended periods of time, because I was out there trying to chase those dreams of, like, becoming a techie. I wanted to become a theater techie. I was doing an internship, I was doing a lot of things. And then COVID happened. And when disease comes a-knockin', you can't necessarily shut the door on it. So I had to stay home and do nothing. And okay, so a couple months go by, and as the brain is wont to do, it's like, oh, I can't do anything. Time to shut down and do nothing. So I stayed home a lot. I didn't leave the house because I didn't have to. I wasn't the person who had to go out and get groceries. I didn't have to make a living because I'm in a spot currently that allows me to live without having to worry about monetary bills. So quarantine happened. Spend a couple of months like dropping like just a sharp decline in like any sort of like taking care of myself. Like stop showering, stop changing clothes, stop doing like anything that you find super interesting besides like start playing video games more, be in voice chat calls with friends like consistently, and watch a lot of YouTube and TV. So that's basically where my life went. I've had problems with anxiety and depression in the past, and I was determined not to fall into being depressed, but I only just barely kept myself out of that system. So that all happened, and then we get into I think I started streaming about October. I started streaming about October after I made a Kingdom Hearts video that is still up on this channel. On this channel, there's a bunch of film projects I made in high school, and there's also my attempt at starting YouTube my freshman year. You can still find that here. I do find it incredibly cringy though, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I stopped doing it. Also, I didn't have the stuff that I have now. This is a microphone upgrade that I've been thankfully given by a group of my friends, so that's why I can do this. And I back my freshman year, I didn't know a lot about technology. I didn't know about screen recording softwares. I didn't know a lot of things about internet content creating. Content creating, I've said that so many times. Content creating. So yeah, back in October, I started streaming because, if I'm gonna be honest, editing game footage, not my favorite. Not my favorite activity. I like editing fun little skits, fun little stories with film. I like editing things that have a story and already have an aligned way of where they were going to go to begin with. So I don't like combing through content that I just made on the fly, looking for anything funny or looking for what to keep in, looking for what to keep out. Yeah, that's not a thing that I particularly thrive in. That's why this is going up unedited. So, started streaming 3 times a week in October. And that started my path on being more put together as a human being. I'd say that it's a slow ramp back up to being put together. About a whole year later, I'd say. Almost a year later, I'm now finally feeling like I'm a slightly put together human, which is why I feel like I can record this thing. So there you go. So about October, I want to say, I started streaming, like, maybe it was earlier than October. I'm actually not positive. I'd have to look that up to see. I'd have to, like, look up some, like, messages to even get a ballpark of when I started streaming. But, yeah, so I've been streaming for a while, 3 times a week, trying to do games, just trying to get my name out there in any regards possible. The reason I want to create content isn't because of money and stuff. I've always told myself that, like, when I wanted to be theater, I wanted to be a wandering theater technician. I wanted to do that. I wanted to follow my dream. I wanted to follow the dream. I wanted to, like, I didn't care about if I was destitute. I'm willing to do that starving artist life. Like worry about paying bill by bill, like paycheck to paycheck, like just struggling to live, but as long as I was doing the art and doing the things that I was passionate about, doing that stuff, that's what I wanted to do. So as long as I was living that passion, as long as that was going on, I was going to be happy. That's what my mindset was. It's like, as long as I'm doing what I want, I'm going to be happy. And so I don't create content for the sake of monetary value or to become popular. I just want to create it because I want to create it. I want to put that stuff out into the world for somebody to be influenced by, for somebody to be affected by, because I've seen so much content in my life, and I've been affected by a lot of it. I've been affected by a lot of content in my life. I've done the thing where it's like, I watch TV, and I watch YouTube, and I watch content creators, and I watch people older than me, and I look up to them, and I see what I want to do. Like a key influence for me has been the Vlogbrothers, Hank and John Green. Those two people, I've watched them since middle school. I watch them today. They are a heavy influence for me because they managed to create a community that does good. The people that follow them don't follow them because, oh, ha ha ha, this is good content that makes me laugh all the time. This is where I turn my brain off and ignore everything. The people that watch their content are there to help make a difference. They're on a track to do they're working on a 5-year fundraising project to decrease maternal mortality in Sierra Leone because they need a better hospital system in Sierra Leone. And if I had the money to donate to that project, I would, because those are people I like, and they put their money into charities and to change things. The Foundation to Decrease World Suck. They made that, and the Vlogbrothers have made so many things over the years that affected YouTube as a whole. And while that is not that's not something I crave to do. That's not something I think I can do. That is something that it's incredibly awe-inspiring to me. So, Vlogbrothers are a heavy inspiration for me because they have a community that is willing to help people, and I want to create that. I want to create a community that is full of people who want to decrease world suck. They want to make the world better than it was when they arrived. I want to leave the world better off. And as I continue going for that goal, I make myself a better person. I have not been the best person in the past, so I crave to make myself a better person. That's ultimately what I hope all people are trying to strive for, is to increase, just be better. Be better as a person. Like, there's also a saying I remember hearing one point where it's like, it's like a spiritual one that I heard in church camp a couple of times, where it's like, he increases as I decrease. He is more important than I am. He being God, Jesus. I am Baptist Christianity. That is my particular religion that I ascribe to, although I will try not to talk about that too much, since I'm not the kind of person to shove religion down people's throats. So yeah, I want other people to watch my content and be inspired as I was inspired from other people's content. I remember I watched a lot of Doctor Who in my middle school days, and that helped me become a better person, because I was very much ugh, people suck, I hate people, they're all kind of terrible, I haven't had the best experiences with people, I hate them. I want as little to do with other people as possible. And I watched Doctor Who, and one of the messages of Doctor Who is humans, for as much as they can suck, they can also be really good. And when they're good, it's amazing. It's amazing to see people when they're good and they're doing good things. So that's that was an inspiration for me, and I really liked that. And Doctor Who, yes, made a clear effect on me when I was like 12, 13, 11, that area. So I want to create content to help other people be inspired. I'm sounding like a broken record at this point. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I want other people to have a space where they can come and they can help things be a better place. They can either come here to help be a better place, they can have people that will support them and lift them up, they can go, mind breaking. I just want to have a community where people can come and they can forget the things that are going on outside of the world, but they can also come and help build each other up and make a better place for everybody to be. That's just my goals with content creation. That is my goal with content creation, is to make a good space for people. Because I like communities where it's a good space for me to be. I don't like toxicity, I don't like drama. That's not a place where I thrive. And I don't feel like that's a place where a lot of people thrive. I remember in middle school, all of my friends were having these, like, huge drama things, and I said, oh, I want drama, I want to experience drama, because that's like a thing that happens to you when you're a preteen, and I'm like, I want drama, because I hadn't really had drama, and I was like, oh, I want to be involved in that, but then I got drama, and, let's just say, I regretted my wishes. Don't ask for drama. It's never a good thing that you want. Unless you're talking about the theatrical kind of drama, which, in that case, yes. Theater, good. Theater's a good place. Theater people, I support that. But But yeah, so that's why I want to create content. And I've been trying to, as I've been starting to try and create content, I've been pushing and I've been having my mind be a whirlwind of thoughts of like, how am I going to create content in the means that I have? And it's rough. It's hard. Because since I started streaming, I always have the thoughts of, oh, should I be streaming this game? Is this a game I should be streaming? Or is it a game I can afford to play by myself? And like, I like playing games in voice chats with friends, and so I always have the debate of, should I be playing this game with my friends, or should I be playing it on stream for people to watch, even though my streams don't attract that many viewers? So I've been trying to figure out how to do things. Like I keep making more and more things for me to do because I feel like I have too much free time. I still watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I've been making time for me to exercise and eat a little bit better because I've been trying to get my whole life together. So it's a struggle because like 3 days a week streaming for at least 2 hours, sometimes a little bit less, but I try for 2 hours because I want to have more time. I wanted to have more time to myself and take a break, but I also wanted to put content out there. But then I also started the idea of, oh, what if I have a podcast with my friend? Oh, what if I create this podcast by myself, I guess, or this voiceover cast, whatever. I've also had the ideas of creating film shorts. I have all these fun ideas for like creating film shorts in my brain. Like short little film skits, but I don't actually have a video camera that will allow me to pan those ideas out, and that sucks. Because I do a lot of things without Facecam, without recording any footage myself, because I just simply don't have the means to do it outside of like a trashy Android tablet camera. That's about that. Those are my means. So yeah. Blah 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 blah. Words. Thinking, thoughts. Should I cut out all of the blah 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 stuff, all of the vocal weirdness? No, I'll leave it in. It's fine. It's fine. We're okay. We're good. We're cool. Yeah. I need to, vocal ticks. Fun. Claps underneath the desk. Okay. So. Yeah, that's my journey to trying to become a content creator, really, is I just have so many things in my brain that I want to put out there into the world. And also, I kind of wanted to start this because I can talk a lot. I can talk a lot by myself. And I also wanted to have a venue and a place to talk. Just talk, really. Talk to myself, talk to you guys, whoever's listening, talk to my friends, talk to my family. This will be a thing that really anybody can listen to. I might put this out to on my social medias to people who I personally know as a chance to like, hey, here's a thing where you can hear me ramble and get updates on whatever I'm doing and thinking in my life and in my head. So that might be the thing I do. Unsure. So yeah. That might happen. We'll see how many views this gets. Actually, no. I'm not gonna care how many views this gets. I'm not gonna care. This is the thing. I'm doing this for me. I am doing this for me. I'm not doing this for the sake of other people. I'm not gonna look at the statistics on these videos. I'm telling myself that right now in hopes that it will stick. I'm not gonna look at the statistics on these videos because I'm not doing this for anybody else. I am doing this for me. This is my time to sit down and talk, ramble about whatever. That's what I'm dedicating myself to. So What else do I talk about? What else is there to ramble on about? I feel like I've hit most of the points about content creation. Because I want to be a content creator, and even though there's nobody listening or watching at the moment, nobody substantial, really, that I feel. Like, I don't have substantial numbers. I don't have, like, 100 viewers. I don't even have 3 average viewers on Twitch. I've been working towards getting Twitch affiliate, and I have 50 followers on my Twitch. If you haven't followed my Twitch, follow my Twitch. Plug. Sorry about that. Just gotta plug the channels there. Even though I did that at the beginning of the stream. Stream? Oh my goodness, I am a Twitch streamer. I'm not a YouTuber, I'm a Twitcher. Twitcher! Ooh. Getting twitchy. I make myself laugh. It's fun. It's a fun time living in my brain. So yeah. I don't even have 3 average viewers on Twitch. I'm working towards Twitch affiliate, where I might actually be able to have money coming in. I've also, now that I have this mic, I've been working on doing of trying to get into voice acting work. I've been trying to do that. I've been I've tried to like put in some auditions on like an amateur site called Casting Call Club, or I understand it to be an amateur site. Sorry about that. People screaming in the background of my apartment complex. Yay. That's a fun sound to hear. But yeah. I've been working on trying to do VA stuff, because VA interests me, mainly because of Critical Role and also some other things. Yeah, voice acting. I'm gonna do a voice acting gig for, not a gig, it doesn't pay, it's just a free thing for a friend. I'm doing one of those things. I'm helping a friend with an anime, fan dub that he's doing. I'm helping him with that later today, hopefully. Hopefully I don't, ruin my voice out, too fast for that. Because I do have to do that. And, yeah. I want to reach at least an hour on this. I would like to reach at least an hour on this podcast, so we got a couple minutes. We got like some 12 minutes left. It's cool. Oh yeah, 12 minutes exactly. Yeah. I started this at like 2:11 p.m. and we're getting closer to 3:11 p.m. So I want to talk until that point. So this might be filler. This might not be worth hearing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes out of the old brain factory, so to speak. I make weird comparisons. It's great. It's fun. I say that a lot. I say like it's great. It's fun. I've been saying that a lot for this thing. I need to work on saying things. Those are my filler words. I have filler words. I used to be like and ah and for filler sounds, and now it's just like no blah 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 fun great like oh like oh it's like this, it's like that, it's like that. Sometimes I'm gonna get a little bit spastic here, but that's just me. So don't worry about it. I'm fine. The kids are alright. I don't have any kids, that's a saying. So, yeah. I need to work on the vocal tics. I'm a self-aware person. I know the vocal tics that I need to work on. I'm gonna need the vocal tics. I remember somebody I know who would always say that they needed to work on not starting their words with so. They were like, so this. And I just remember them talking about how they needed to work on that vocal tic. The filler words. The filler words are the things that happen when you don't know what to say exactly that comes next. And I feel like that perfectly describes my mind, where it's like, ah, yes, let's just faff around, let's see what comes out until I can actually put out something substantial. So yeah, this will be a fun little project that I do for whenever I want to, however long I feel like it. It might become a staple. Who knows? I don't know. I'll be putting this out on my YouTube channel. I'll be advertising it in other places. I'll probably put it out on my Facebook or whatnot. Well, let's get all the people who knew me in high school listen to this. That's fun. Ultimately, I think, do I even know my goal with the content creation thing? I do. Yes, actually, yes, I do. I want a community. I want to create a community. I at least want people to interact with my content and know that there are people interacting with my content. Leave a comment, guys. Leave a comment. Leave a like. I don't care if it helps with the algorithm stuff. That's not a thing that I care about. I just think it's nice to know that there's people watching and interacting with the content, because I'm not at a point where I'm huge yet, and I'm not at a point where I can know for sure that there are people interacting with my stuff. So yeah, I think, yeah, okay. Stop being a corporate shill. You're not being a corporate shill, you're being a personal shill. Stop being a shill. What's a shill? I know what it means to be a shill, but what's that word even mean? It's like one word off from shell, and for some reason it also makes me think of shingle. What is the English language? What are words? What is vocalization? These are things I think about sometimes. Sometimes I think about what's a shill. If I wasn't recording something right now, I would look up what shill exactly means. Because there's just so many random words in the English language that mean something more than how we use them. There's just these big words that I use in my vocabulary, but I don't even know if I'm using them correctly sometimes, and I have to double check and I have to look it up. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was using that correctly. And I'm gonna forget that immediately because it's a big word, and other people don't use the big words. I don't know. The only word that comes to my mind is inconsequential, and that's just because that's a word that I heard yesterday when I was listening to a podcast called Trash Taste. That's I don't even know, man. I don't even know. Yes, mic picking. Pick the mic. That's a great tactic for having people in. My headphones are beeping at me. Come on, man. My headphones are so picky. They're so complainy. They complain to me can we get wireless headphones that last for more than a day? Mine, I never charge mine. I always charge them while I'm using them. So it's they never just sit there and charge. They always just sit on my head, continuously using battery unless I charge them. Can we get headphones that last a while? Can we get wireless headphones that aren't battery run? Can we just get them existing? They don't run on an internal battery? That would be cool. Science, get on it. The technology, get on it. Technology and science are similar but different. I know there's computer science and science of technology. But I feel like science and technology are two different things. Are they? Are they similar? Put your thoughts down in the comments. Thoughts in the comments on technology and science. No. Stop being a shill. Stop being a shill. Smack myself. Hey. Oh man, living in my brain is a fun time. Oh yeah, also on the in the realm of content creation, I've been working on a D&D world for a while, so that's fun. I work on organizing that. I would like to DM a game in my own fictional world once it gets to a point of fully being created, because it's not anywhere close. Not anywhere close to that. I'm just gonna spill all the stuff that I've been working on, because why not? I don't have anything to hide. There's nobody paying attention to me right now. Yeah, I don't have anything to hide. I do not have anything to hide. I am the most open book. It's crazy. I'm just gonna tell y'all stuff that y'all didn't even ask about, but you're gonna hear about it anyway. That's how it's gonna work. That's how it's gonna work here. Alrighty. So, what was I thinking about? I was thinking about something. I don't remember what I was thinking about. Oh well. Probably wasn't important. There's the moment thing scene where it's like, oh yeah, I forgot something. Oh well, must mean that it wasn't important. Oh yeah, must not have. And it turns out that Kevin from Home Alone's left home alone. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot the kid. Must not have been important. Okay. It is I'm an experience. The way that I have compared my brain is it's like that guy making like conspiracy boards. He's got like papers all over the place and like red yarn in between all of it, like connecting the different ideas. Like like that's how I think my brain is just chaos that is somehow tied together through means that other people can't quite know. I play in a Wednesday night D&D game where the person who DMs my game, he compared my mind. He said that talking to me is fun in that it's fun to try and see the leaps in logic that I make, because I can go from point A all the way over to point X, and nobody even knows why I got there or how I got there except me. I just want somebody to play a word association game with me, and just to see how far off the beaten path I get. I just want to see that. That's a fun thing I want to see. It's a fun time. What if I created a conspiracy board for my brain, except in real life? Maybe that would help people like analyze the way that my brain works. Maybe. I always think that it'd be fun for like a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a therapist. I don't know the difference between any of those words. I feel like they're all the same. There's probably a difference that I don't know. But I don't know it. But I feel like one of those would have a fun time with my brain, just trying to figure out how it works and how I get places. I wonder if there's like a mathematical theory for my brain to be like, okay, they're thinking about lemons. The next thing they're gonna think about is Lemonade Mouth, the Disney original movie from the early 2000s, or the early 2010s. I wonder if there's like a mathematical formula to figuring out how the brain works. Math is applied to a lot of things in life, so I feel like there's gonna be something in that regard. There's gotta be something. Like, we have like MRI machines, and we have stuff that like looks at the brain and how it works. So I just, it makes me curious. It makes me curious to see if the brain has any mathematical ways it works. Okay. Okay, I believe the hour marker is past or is close to passing. So I'm gonna leave it here. So subscribe, maybe? Leave a like. Nisk 2001, that's my content creator name. have fun. I stream under that tag on Twitch. That's my YouTube channel. Nisk200 is my Twitter handle because Nisk2001 was not available. So yeah, feel free to follow me at those places if you particularly liked this rambling content. Might do more of this, might not. You can get consistent random rambling content at my Twitch channel. That is a definitely consistent thing. And once you go to my Twitch channel, you can also find in my About page a link to my Twitter and the community Discord. So, have fun with that. Okay. And as I always end my streams with this saying, bye-bye!